France decides as voting gets underway in the French presidential elections.
ITV News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. In the next half hour, polls will close in France in the presidential elections, and the public there will find out who will lead the country for the next 5 years. Voters are deciding whether that should be a second term for Emmanuel Macron or whether to replace him with a far-right candidate, Marine Le Pen. Well, from Paris, our Europe editor, James Mates, reports. To Ukraine, and the 3-month-old baby girl and her mother, who were killed in a Russian missile strike in Odessa, have been identified. At least 10 people have died after a tourist boat went missing off a Japanese island yesterday. Removing the Prime Minister over his lockdown party fine would not be in the national interest, the chairman of the party has said. Oliver Dowden told ITV News Boris Johnson should stay, but conceded the parties were stupid and should not have happened. It follows a difficult week for the Prime Minister, who now faces an investigation into whether he misled Parliament. Our political correspondent isn't going away, is it?
No, it isn't. And if you can't rely on your party chairman to defend you, no doubt he ends this week in a much more precarious position than he started it. We've seen prominent backbenchers like Mark Harper.
All right, Daniel, thank you. The majority of patients living with long COVID have not fully recovered after a year, according to a new study of people who were hospitalised. It found that women, people who are obese or those who needed ventilation are all factors that impact recovery. Scientists say there is an urgent need for more NHS support for patients for a condition where there are no specific treatments available. Amy Lewis reports. Sport now, and it was a Merseyside derby like no other. On one side, Everton battling to avoid relegation. On the other, Liverpool fighting to keep the dream of winning the quadruple alive. In the end, it was Liverpool's day. Chris Scudder was watching. It was a disappointing end for Lewis Hamilton as he finished 14th in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Max Verstappen. And finally, Brazil has celebrated the return of the world's biggest party. And that's it. I'm back with the late news at 10. Until then, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.